What is up, guys? Justin here with a crazy N64, Super Nintendo, NES, I don't even know what else is in here, bundle for you guys today. This is one of those deals that like started out good and then just went over the top. So quickly the backstory about how this went down. Sabrina and I were out garage selling a couple weekends ago. She was scrolling through Facebook as we were driving around and she said, hey, you know, there's this lady selling some box N64 stuff. Did you see this post? And she showed it to me, and my jaw just dropped because there wasn't a lot there, but what was there is stuff that I just never see, stuff I've never owned before. So we messaged her quickly, and it just got posted like a half hour beforehand. We messaged her quickly. She still had everything. She was selling it all for like super cheap. And she was able to give us a bundle deal and hold it for us until the next morning. She lived like an hour away, so we had to drive down there the next morning to pick everything up. But let me show you what we drove down there to get for $50, and then I'll show you guys what just put this over the top. So this is what we got. A mint N64 system box. And the crazy part was she told me that she had actually sold this to somebody, this exact one, a week or two prior, and kind of just as is, untested, and the person actually couldn't get it to work and returned it to her to get their money back, and so she sold it to me as like broken system. I think it ended up being like $10 or $15 for this, which even just for the box is an insane deal. But what I'm holding up here is actually just the box and the styrofoam. The system was in there, and I have a feeling I know why it might have gotten returned to her as broken. Because it did not have the original AV cords with it. It had one of these like newbie auto RF switch, you know, that plugs into the coaxial instead of the AV, which you know, I know for like to get these hooked up to newer TVs can be tricky for someone that, you know, might not be familiar with it. So I have a feeling the system works perfectly fine. I mean, it's an N64, they're tanks. But even if it doesn't work, I've got a different one I can throw in this mint box, and I've got the rest of the stuff to complete that as well. So that was awesome, but these almost were even better. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 just minty N64 controller boxes here. I've never owned a boxed N60 controller in all my years of collecting, and here's 4 mint condition N64 controller boxes. So 3 of them actually had the controllers with them. The red one, I think it did not come with this deal, but I've got a red controller that I can throw in there. But here are the other ones here, the yellow one, the green one, and the black one, all of which are like, I mean, they're unused. They're brand new, which is just crazy. So I think, if I remember correctly, 2 of these boxes, 2 of the controller boxes came with like the cardboard insert and the baggie and everything, so I'll put the controllers in there, they'll be fully complete. 2 of them did not have the inserts and whatnot, so I mean, I'll look to upgrade those eventually, but I mean, for now, they're perfect display pieces for the collection. So that was the original deal that we drove down there to get for $50, but what happened next completely put this deal over the top. We went over to the Goodwill, stopped there quick, didn't find anything, and we were actually on our way out of town, and this same lady messaged us back and said, you know, hey, I just found some Super Nintendo and some original Nintendo stuff, if you'd be interested in buying that too. And I said, sure, you know, can you send me a picture? So she did, and once again, my jaw just hit the ground. Stuff that you never see. And so I'm like shaking at this point, trying to message her back, figure out how much she wants for it all. And I think I offered her $80 originally for it, because that's all I had left in my wallet at the time. And she was like, well, you know, I should probably look some of this stuff up. You know, and I was like, well, you know, how much would you want for it? So she told me $125. And I was like, okay, I'll go to the ATM. I can only get 20s though. How does an even 120 sound? And she's like, yeah, that works. So for $120, this is what we got. So there was a Super Nintendo and an NES system in here, and I mean, these came with the cords, a couple controllers for each of those, a couple like flight sticks for the NES and stuff, but I'm not even going to bother showing all that because that doesn't even compare to the stuff I'm about to show. There was this in there though, the scope for the Super Scope. I don't know what happened to the rest of the gun, but this was kind of cool too, a brand new sealed Super Pad Super Nintendo controller. But onto the games here. I'll show the cartridge stuff first. few NES games here. Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, World Class Track Meet, and then this case here, which is just got some posters and some NES manuals in it. But then on to the Super Nintendo stuff. Here we go. Super Mario World, Batman Forever. Here's the Super Scope 6, so she probably has the rest of that gun somewhere. Maybe she'll message me in a couple months and say, hey, you want to come get it? Mega Man X, Super Castlevania 4, The Chess Master, King Arthur's World, Gradius 3, Mega Man Soccer. This is a cartridge that I never see. I don't think I've ever had another one except my copy that I bought on eBay years ago. Definitely gone up in price since then. The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and Super Mario All-Stars. So some nice cartridge stuff there, but the great part about this was it wasn't just the cartridges. She had the boxes for most of these, and check this out. Just a minty, fresh Super Castlevania 4 box. I mean, I wouldn't say it's 100% perfect, but it doesn't get much better than this. I don't even know what to say about this. This will be one of the gems of the Super Nintendo collection for sure. And it wasn't just that, because she also had the box for Mega Man Soccer. A box that's even harder to find than, Castlevania 4 by a long shot, I would say. This one isn't quite as good a shape. It was actually, she opened up the box of stuff, and this was sitting at the bottom of the box, just crushed, like it didn't have an insert in it, and there was something sitting on top of it. So the first thing I did when I picked it up was I just neatly folded it back into shape, and she kind of looked at me weird, like, what are you doing? But Mega Man Soccer, I think I salvaged this one though, because it's not too bad. It's got a crease on the bottom, but other than that, it is pretty good. We got a minty Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past box here. We got the box for Gradius 3. It's again in very nice condition. This one's not as good. Super Mario All-Stars. It's got a nice rip on the top here, but not bad. And then the final two here, the Chess Master and King Arthur's World. So about half of those had the cardboard inserts and stuff, but almost all of them had the manuals too. I mean, there's Mega Man Soccer, Castlevania 4, system manuals, All-Stars, what else is in here? King Arthur's World, Mario World, the maps and stuff for Link to the Past are in there. So most of them were 100% complete, and some of those are going to make awesome collection pieces. So to put this all even further over the top, I got home and I opened the N64 box just to see what was even in there. And sitting where the system was supposed to go, because the system wasn't in there originally, was this Star Fox 64 box. Mint. It was so mint that I couldn't even get it open. I had to it took me 15 minutes to open the box because I did not want to crease it. Even though this box is much higher quality cardboard than the the rest of the N64 boxes. This was great. It was just the box though. It didn't have the cartridge or the rumble pack or even the manual in there. I think I have the manual. I mean, I think I have everything to complete it though. So this will make a cool collection piece as well. And that was just the icing on the cake when I got home. Didn't even know I was getting this, and there was a mint Star Fox 64 box. Let me just make sure I'm not overlooking anything major. I don't think I am. So for a total of, let's see, $120 plus $50, $170. That was definitely worth the road trip. It's always nice when you get those deals like that where you think you're getting one thing, great deal, and then it ends up being so much more than that. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for sticking around and checking out this video, and until next time, take care.